Do you know what you're doing?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't even know if we're live yet. Are we live yet?
Well, it says we're live.
We're live now.
Yeah. It said you were live when you screwed it up, too.
Yeah, there's usually about a 10-second delay between when I hit the button and when it actually goes. So here we go.
Yeah. Oh, we're almost done with the Haunted Mansion? Oh, yeah, there we go. We're done with Haunted Mansion now.
All right, and here we are. Welcome, one and all, to Fowl Territory 229. I am your host, Gizzard Gary, and it is Friday, August the 11th. So welcome, one and all, to the show. So let's see who we got out there. The first one I see is DJ Play Nice, followed by Ashley A. Roll Call 219. Jason Stewart is out there and in here. Artak and Daughters is out there.
Ashley, roll call 219?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Western Probst is out there. Gun Websites. And Lakeview Outdoors is in the audience, as is Clint Torres. Hillbilly Up is out there and in here. Bubba Triclops Ballistics is out there. Travis T is in the audience. Chicago Mike the Shooter is out there. And let's see. Obnoxious One out there and in here. Mystic Guns is out there.
That's the ghost of Mystic Guns.
It could very well be. Let's see. Then we've got this stranger out there on the Twitch side, which looks suspiciously, I should say, like Weston Probst. So
much for that upset, Weston.
He's the one who posted his stuff out there in the chat. So hey, Dale Pogue is out there. I see over on the chat. Hasn't showed up here in StreamYard yet. Ah, there he is. So let's say hi to Dale. The Gun Snob is out there. Says this show would be better if I was on it.
It's a shame he doesn't have a link or anything. Yeah, it would be different. I'm sure it would be better. But
would be, wouldn't it?
I mean, it's a shame he didn't send him a link and he doesn't have a computer so that he can get on here.
He says, man, so much for being
incognito
on the Twitch. Yep, OBSEC is totally out the window here, folks.
Weston, it's your own fault. If you haven't picked up at this point juncture that Gizzard is terrible at OBSEC, you're not paying attention.
I am terrible. All right. Speaking of terrible, no, I shouldn't say that. Had to shoot a snake with a shotgun. Wow.
That's cold-hearted.
So I've been doing man stuff.
Why didn't he just headbutt?
Maybe Bristol will fill in for him tonight.
Mystic says it would be better if he was on it, so he would leave my room. Okay. But anyway, speaking of panel, I do
was
have
a snake in Snob's bedroom.
I do have an esteemed panel here, so let's meet them, shall we? All right. So on my right on the screen, my co-host with the co-most from the state of North Carolina. He, of course, brings all of the sunshine into our day because he is the oracle of knowledge. He is the oracle. Well, I already said that.
You already said that.
Well, he's all kinds of things. He's the voice of reason and the man of orange. But most of all, he's Obnoxious One, folks. Aren't you?
No. Was that me?
Yeah, that's you.
Okay. Yo.
That's your cue. Also known as the meat popsicle, evidently, according to the subtitle. Let's see. Gun Snob says, I'm about to come on. I have to go out to my office and hook up my hook my MacBook back up, so it'll be a few.
Never misses a chance to tell us about how great his MacBook is.
Not computer, not laptop, MacBook by name.
Yep.
Ginyata is out there. Welcome, Ginyata. So, going down to the second row, coming to us from the state of Ohio, let's give a big OH to Jason Stewart.
Hi, Gizzard. Thanks for the invite. It's good to see you guys.
Good to see you too. I'd like to introduce my my cat and channel partner, George Grayson. Cat has joined me on screen here, so I will give him his pay later on. Last panelist so far comes to us from the Show Me State of Missouri, they call it. He is, of course, the host of Guns, Beer, and Therapy on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Central. He is Hillbilly Up.
Hey, Gary, thanks for having me, buddy. Glad to be on here tonight.
You bet. Let's see. I got G-Webs throwing out the George emojis out there in the chat. Bubba says, as a gamer, Max sucked more than Paris Hilton after a 3-day crack binge. Wow. I'm guessing that's quite a bit. I don't know that, but that's either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you are. Paris Hilton, my God, what is she, 50 years old now?
I don't think she's quite that old.
Oh. Hisa is out there. Don't know. Hasn't been in my chat after a while. Grudge Guy 879 is out there. Bubba says she hasn't stopped yet. Defense Dad is out there from the state north of me. So, well, we got 23 people out there in the chat so far. And of course, George knows that about this time I need both my hands to do stuff here in StreamYard. So, of course, he's going to sit in my lap and hinder me. So, if I struggle a little bit, please bear with me. But, let's see. First of all, I want to show a screen here. Because the name of this show is Fowl Territory 229 Armed Women of America. And I found out after looking at guncalendars.com that this weekend is the National Conference and Leadership Summit for the Armed Women of America. This is being held in Branson, Missouri, not too far from Hillbilly there. So we honor the Armed Women of America this week. Hopefully they'll have a good conference and summit there in Branson. Hopefully take in some of the sites while they're out there. We've also asked, in case you didn't see my community tab, that if you're going to send in GORN, if you have any, send pictures of the females in your family and their firearms or them enjoying shooting or gear or something like that, if you got those. And we're trying to keep the GORN more gun focused from now on. So I do ask that if all possible, you send real GORN to the channel. And of course, you send that to GORN@gizzardgary.com. So anyway, shout out to the Armed Women of America.
I didn't know it was supposed to be female GORN tonight. I didn't get the memo. I had no idea.
It doesn't have to be, but I encourage you to do so. But
I can go take
practically any gun, knife, or gear can be used by both male or females. So, yeah, there's always that.
I guess I can go on some OnlyFans and get you some pictures.
Just be careful what pics you send me now. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of stuff I want to see. Let's see.
Well, I can go try to take some more pictures then. I mean, I got a gun, I got a knife. Pretty easy to get a girl with those two things.
I may opened up a can of worms with that, but
No,
quite possibly did.
You
But
need
let's
to
move
class-
on. What?
to classify the women should not be tied up or nothing. Also,
Probably should not be.
Chain
Okay,
makes them
so
too heavy.
let's get to some stories before this goes totally off the rails, shall we? All right, so let's take a look at this first story. This is from Bearing Arms. And it says, the farce is with her. Brady's Chris Brown beclowns herself over Star Wars tweet. Okay. Just when you thought you'd seen the dumbest thing Brady President Chris Brown could manage this week, she decided to up her game. Honestly, I wanted to leave the woman alone. She hasn't really impressed me with her brilliance or political acumen, and to be frank, it felt a little bit like beating up the disabled. And then she came for Star Wars. This tweet says, I'm glad the new Star Wars series is choosing to unsubscribe from a culture that glorifies gun ownership. Lightsabers all the way, and may the Force be with you. And the article goes on to say, does Brown not realize that Anakin Skywalker slaughtered the younglings, basically elementary school-age students, with a lightsaber? In fact, if she wants to invoke Star Wars, she's in for a rough time because that incident actually undermines a lot of gun control arguments, really. After all, we on this side of the debate have long argued that the problem is the individual in question, not the weapon in their hands. A Sith Lord massacring children with something that looks nothing like a gun should make it pretty obvious that a blaster isn't needed to kill the innocent. But think about some of the people in Star Wars who use blasters. They're often the non-Jedi or non-Sith. They're people who, without that universe's analog to a firearm, would be absolutely powerless. Then we have the show itself. The Acolyte does indeed say they won't have blasters nearly as much as other Star Wars properties, but let's not think for an instant this is some kind of political statement. It's not. The article that Brown tweeted makes it pretty clear that this is about telling potential viewers what to expect. Lightsaber battles similar to the one from the Phantom Menace between Darth Maul and the Obi-Wan Qui-Gon duo. Why are there fewer blasters? Because neither the Jedi nor the Sith use them in that property. Those are for those who don't have the Force. So for Brown to pretend this has anything to do with modern firearms, gun policy, the gun control debate, or anything else is at best disingenuous. Unless, of course, she actually believes that, in which case she has less going on upstairs than I originally gave her credit for. If that's the case, I'm amazed she's able to actually type stupid things on Twitter/X/whatever. Luckily, she got pushback. And I'm showing some of the pushback on the screen here. Of course, I'm not going to read it all, but you get the idea here. The Anakin thing is going to loom large because, well, it's a big deal. Brown apparently is unfamiliar with the property, or as I mentioned earlier, she's not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree. However, if this is the best Brady can produce, maybe it's time that particular gun control organization shut down for good, because this is getting embarrassing. I mean, I disagree with them on pretty much everything, and I'm starting to feel bad for them. This is their president. This is who they could get to run a gun control organization that was once the only thing that could challenge the NRA in the gun debate. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but this is just sad. When we talk about someone beclowning themselves in the future, this is a standard by which all future beclownings will be judged by. Oh, wow. All right, so comments on that, everybody?
well, so like now we're gonna have to get special permits and everything for our laser blasters,
Yeah, sounds like
tax stamps and all that. What she's wanting.
Yeah.
So
reasonable
with those-
blaster control. Yeah.
Yeah, well, with those, you don't need ammo, but they could like go not give us batteries for them or charging ports, on the laser blasters. So that'd probably be their deal. You can own a blaster, you just can't charge it. Yeah,
That's true. Well, Jason or Obi, any comments over on your side?
Honestly, like, you lost me at Star Wars.
Fair enough.
I know the other day on I think it was Rich White's chat. I think Rich wants to watch that movie awful bad. Like, every time the commercial came on wrestling, he would talk about the new Star Wars movie. Looks like all chicks in it to me.
Gignata says, common sense blaster control, brought to you by the Empire. There you go. Defense Dad wants to know, do they make 80% lightsabers? You just have to source your own kyber crystal.
Yeah. Well, Defense Dad also said that the stormtroopers really have a problem with fire control too. They miss a lot.
Yeah. So Tim S is out there and he says, wait a minute, you mean that class I took online for blaster safety isn't going to get me anything? No, probably not.
They always hide the facts and don't want to tell you about it. But you were saying in the article they were talking about he went and used his lightsaber and killed all the younglings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not telling you the truth. They were training all them youngling kids to grow up and be killers. That was like a terrorist camp right there.
Probably was.
Unless Bubba said he's going to have to figure out how to reload blaster bolts.
Gignata says stormtroopers are using sea camps with no sights. That's probably true. No wonder they can't hit anything with them. All right. Well, that was fun. Let's see what else we can come up with. Well, wait a minute. We got one more. Defense Dad says, it's okay. I've got something better than the Force. I've got the Schwartz. Perfect.
I can see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Use the Schwartz.
Schwartz be with you.
Obi, you have any comments on that before we go on?
No, I thought your Schwartz was as big as mine as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. I've got a couple other links out here we can take a look at. Yeah, this one will be fun. I'm pretty sure Obi will have some comments on this. All right. Especially since he sends me most of these. All right. Once again, we're at Bearing Arms. And this is an article from Tom Knighton. It says, about those 116 gun deaths per day. All right. Headlines over gun deaths will always draw eyes. Some people will immediately click the link, then share it all over social media just so they can say, see, I told you guns are bad. There are usually problems with this, though. For example, these reports rarely provide any context, and they also tend to involve a fair bit of sensationalism in presenting all firearm-related fatalities as the same, like this one does. And I'm quoting here, as of August the 1st, at least 25,198 people have died from gun violence in the U.S. this year, according to the Gun Violence Archive, which is an average of roughly 118 deaths each day. Of those who died, 879 were teens and 170 were children. Deaths by suicide have made up the vast majority of gun violence deaths this year. There have been more than 14,000 deaths by gun suicide this year, an average of about 66 per day in 2023. The majority of these have occurred in Texas, California, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Illinois, and Louisiana. The grim tally of gun violence deaths includes 488 people killed in police officer-involved shootings. 34 police officers have been fatally shot in the line of duty this year. So the article goes on to say, about 56% of those deaths were suicides and nearly 500 were killed in officer-involved shootings, meaning they were justified homicides. Now, this is going to be used to push gun control. It's going to be used to justify more and more restrictions on our basic civil liberties, and the dishonest hacks won't even pretend there's a difference in these categories of shootings. Now, suicides are awful and tragic, as are homicides, but the two things are very different. The solutions to suicides aren't the same as those for homicides. The motivations are completely different, so addressing the underlying causes is going to be completely different. Gun control doesn't stop suicides. At best, it shifts people to use another method, but it doesn't stop suicides. Granted, it doesn't stop homicides either. Yet, anti-gun voices in the media love to lump all gun deaths into one big bucket. They want as big a number as possible to scare people with. You can't do that with just the homicide numbers. So, suicides it is. Yes, these are all gun deaths if you just want the total of people who are killed due to a gunshot. For many people, though, that's all that matters. And it's telling, because most of these people claim they don't want to ban gun ownership, but then can't differentiate between criminal's acts and someone who took their own life due to their own mental illness. They want them lumped because the evil, at least in their minds, is the guns themselves. If it was really about saving people's lives, they'd focus on the underlying conditions at play here. Everything from mental health treatment to job programs would be on the agenda. The fact that they're not is telling. It's just not telling us anything we didn't already know after decades of watching and listening to the anti-gun agenda. Well, how about that, guys? Does that surprise anybody here?
Nope.
Same
not a
old
bit.
thing as every year, right?
We all knew they were padding those numbers. Not that they were fabrications, but, it's all in accounting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you hear these numbers on the news, when you read about things online, think about where the information's coming from. Ashley says it's not surprising at all, and it's a tactic. That's absolutely true.
Won't they match those numbers up with the fentanyl that illegally crosses the border?
They can't.
I see.
Because that would just be a blip. Those gun deaths would be a blip compared to that.
Want to say hello to A Great Start Shooting School. Welcome, welcome. Roughly 50 of the 83 deaths are suicides. 10-year average is 83 deaths a year. Okay. All right. So, yeah, we're going to keep getting stuff like that. So, let's go on to the next astonishing. This is really astonishing here. So, we'll have fun with this one, I'm sure. And we are going to the truth about guns. And the article says the Illinois Supreme Court upholds, the assault weapons and magazine ban. Enforcement set to begin immediately. This morning, the Illinois Supreme Court overturned a lower court decision that struck down Governor Pritzker's new assault weapons ban. In a 4-3 ruling, the state's high court vacated a Macon County ruling and entered a judgment in favor of the state. Interestingly, 3 of the 4 defendants in the case donated over $1.5 million to 2 of the justices who voted to overturn the lower court ruling, clearing the way for the gun ban. That includes Justice Elizabeth Roxford, who authored the majority opinion. It's worth noting that this particular lawsuit challenged the law on equal protection grounds, not the Second Amendment. For instance, the gun and high-capacity magazine ban law exempts locksmiths, prison wardens, and the Paul Blarts of the world from its provisions, treating them differently than ordinary land of Lincoln residents. From the decision, and we're quoting here, first we hold that the exemptions neither deny equal protection nor constitute special legislation, because plaintiffs have not sufficiently alleged that they are similarly situated to and treated differently from the exempt classes. Secondly, plaintiffs expressly waived in the circuit court any independent claim that the restrictions impermissibly infringe the Second Amendment. Third, plaintiffs' failure to cross-appeal is a jurisdictional bar to renewing their 3 readings claim. Accordingly, we reverse the circuit court and enter judgment for the defendants on the equal protection and special legislation claims. Ahead of the ruling, State Rep Dan Calkins, a named plaintiff in the suit, appeared on a Springfield radio program and noted the glaring conflict of interest presented by two of the Supreme Court justices, getting over 20% of their campaign budgets from Governor Pritzker, Senate President Don Harmon, and House Speaker Chris Welch, all of whom were instrumental in getting the ban passed. Representative Calkins has indicated that he may pursue a challenge under the U.S. Supreme Court's Caperton ruling to the court's ruling, as the two tainted justices didn't recuse themselves from the case. In short, Caperton demands that judges cannot preside over cases involving the financial interest of campaign donors. Whether or not Representative Calkins can prove that the two justices were tainted under the Caperton ruling and as such should have recused themselves remains to be seen. While the gun control industry is no doubt celebrating, that's probably premature. The Second Amendment Foundation wants everyone to know that the law is also being challenged in federal court on Second Amendment infringement grounds. They issued this announcement this afternoon, and this is rather long. Let's see, I can read part of it. Let's see. Friday morning's narrow ruling by the Illinois State Supreme Court upholding the state ban on so-called assault weapons does not affect the ongoing federal challenge of the ban by the Second Amendment Foundation. While we are disappointed in the state court's narrow 4-3 decision, noted SAF founder and executive vice president Alan M. Gottlieb, our federal case remains very much alive and we will continue fighting the Illinois ban. Okay. So, and we have the Gun Snob on the panel. I just noticed. I finally just got back to my screen. Welcome, Gun Snob.
Yeah.
Any comment on this Illinois case? No.
Apparently not.
Apparently
It's Illinois. What does it surprise anyone?
I think they call it Illinois, don't they?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
they
the state
spelled
that,
it wrong.
Yeah, that's the state Chicago's in.
So I see out there in the audience, Warsaw Patriot is out there, and I see, if I can find him, A Touch of Happiness. Josh is out there. Thanks for showing up, Josh. I jumped in on yours the other day, so good to see you. Mario Mosen is out there, and he says, hi. Who else have I missed out there that snuck in here? Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, Warsaw Patriot's not too happy about it. I don't think a whole lot of people are happy about this, to tell you the truth. So, Snob, what's going on with you? You just got here.
Nothing.
You had some snake issues?
Had a snake.
Now, you usually like snakes, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Mario says, well, man, you guys are getting good at it. Well, we had a lot of practice.
He likes dead snakes.
That's the best kind.
I really don't even like dead snakes, to be honest.
That is exactly what she said.
Get the wife to take care of it.
Well, you know, actually, Aubrey was going out to help the wife carrying groceries because she just got home. And she came back in hollering, there's a snake. So I almost stepped on it. Went out there. Sure enough, there was.
And it's still there?
Yeah, it was just chilling. It just poured down rain here. So there's a little pool of water right off the side of the walkway.
Mm.
It was just chilling in it. It was a little water moccasin.
Yeah, I've spotted two out there in my pond. I knew I had one out there because I'd seen it. And then I saw it the other day, and he actually went into the skimmer. And as I tried to get him out and in the net, and he hopped the net on me and got back into the pond and went under the rocks. But then I walked out the back door today, and there was a bigger one. So,
maybe he grew. Well, this one just was
Not that size, he didn't.
This one was just chilling there, so I went, and it was right in the gate to go out to the carport. So I went all the way around through the front door of the house, all the way around to my office, because I didn't have a shotgun in the house. Well, I did, but not with anything but buckshot. So I had to go out to my office and get a 12 gauge, some bird shot, and come back around and shoot him.
So 2 Live Moves out there in the audience, and he says, "No step on Snick, the gun snob."
I can't believe he hung out that long. Mine take off the minute they spot me.
He was just chilling there.
Chris
Matter
Lund
of fact-
said we had an 8-foot red-tail boa constrictor growing up. Snakes are cool.
I wouldn't even bother with them, except I have goldfish out there in the pond that keep disappearing.
I wouldn't bother with them except for their snakes so they can die.
Artak
don't
and
get
daughters
big
put a
enough.
whole bunch of snakes
Mhm.
out there.
They don't get big enough. All the koi out there are big enough now that they're safe from any of those. But
Yeah, Tim S says, "I'm afraid I'd have to give it some holes." Yeah,
It
aerate
didn't
that
have any
snake.
holes. It was in 2 different pieces whenever it. I had Aubrey standing there with a flashlight on it, watching him to make sure he didn't go nowhere while I ran around and grabbed the shotgun and came back. And,
Gunpowder says, "My favorite snake is a size 10.
oh, I'll bet.
yeah, I'm sure it is. Is she talking about rat snakes?
Probably. Now, Warsaw Patriot says, "Mind you, Illinois is 3/4 red. The 1/4 portion is toxic Chicago, blue city that's burning with thugs and robberies and gang
Don't
shootings."
forget Springfield.
Yeah.
Springfield's just as blue. So Champaign.
Yeah. It's not just Chicago, but I'm sure that's the bulk of it for sure. That's like most of these states, though.
Mm-hmm. That's like most of this country.
Yup. Now, Ashley also says used to own a boa. Called him Doc Holliday. Wow.
I'll bet he was her huckleberry.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Well, you're a daisy if you do.
That's right. Let's see. Travis T says
I got
cottonmouths
2
are
guns,
usually-
one for each of you.
Cottonmouths are usually aggressive. They'll chase you when most others take off or hide.
Mine aren't cottonmouths. Mine are just water snakes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this one's a cottonmouth. You could smell him too.
Oh, it smelled like cucumbers?
Something like that.
I'm not going to take the time to get out my snake book and identify the snake. If I can see that it's a snake, that's all I need to know.
Well, you have 2 poisonous snakes around here, so I kind of know what those 2 look like. Because I'm extra scared of those 2.
Ashley says, I opened the door for that one. Yeah, with this panel,
Definitely.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. All right, let's see what else we got. I'm pretty sure there's at least one more. We got time.
Sure, why not?
We got plenty of time.
Ashley's still opening that door wide open. It's like
Snake does taste good.
double bay garage door right there.
All right, this is one I threw in here. It's actually a couple weeks old. This is on the website AOL. You remember AOL, right? Anyway,
I think I got some of those discs around here still.
this is an article by Doug McGaw of the Kansas City Star. And the title is "The Second Amendment is an 18th century relic. Kansas and U.S. lawmakers need to repeal it." Opinion. This ought to be good. Most of us drive cars or small trucks or motorcycles. To enjoy this privilege, we must do numerous things, some of which cost money. We need to be of a responsible age, get training, and earn a license. We also must register our vehicles with their serial numbers and display license plates that identify us. Why? Because motor vehicles are inherently dangerous and a major cause of death and injury. Accordingly, certain restrictions are deemed necessary to minimize harm. The restrictions include prohibiting driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, and enforcement of applicable laws have dramatically reduced death and injury over the past half century.
How's that working? How's that working for you, Doug?
Yeah. Additionally, there are
you?
restrictions on the type of vehicles allowed to civilians. We are not allowed to own or drive tanks or heavy
Actually, we are.
military vehicles.
Doesn't Jeff have a heavy military vehicle that he drives?
I
Do
believe he does.
so. And semi-trucks are carefully regulated.
Really?
No
Because anybody can own
significant group
one.
appears to have issues with these restrictions or with the courts and law enforcement authorities that enforce them. This is, quote unquote, common sense. But when it comes to firearms, common sense seems to go out the window, particularly with ill-informed legislators who bemoan the threat to our supposedly sacrosanct and holy Second Amendment. They have managed to force stupid open carry or stand your ground laws in multiple states, with the equally stupid argument that the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. I assume that the good guys will be the ones in the white hats. Otherwise, who can tell which is a good guy? What we need are rules and regulations like those we apply to motor vehicles, minimum age limits, effective training and licensing, uniform registration and licensing of firearms, along with laws requiring their proper safe storage. Improper use, handling, or storage of guns, including the threat of bodily harm to others, would be subject to confiscation and possible legal action against the owner. Obviously, anyone who harms or kills another with a firearm without a valid self-defense argument is subject to criminal prosecution.
It's almost like that happens right now anyway.
Yeah.
Except for, in certain cities where they get away with it.
Well, besides his moot point that driving, that we all know driving is not a right or constitution protected, all his things just went out the window because everything he said, like semi-trucks are heavily written. No, anyone can go buy a semi and drive it if it's for recreational purposes. To pull their RV with.
Let me allow me to retort. This stupid guy writing this and his stupid opinion is about as stupid as it gets, because depending on which death numbers you take, you are 7 to 42 times more likely to die from a drunk driver than you are to be killed with the gun.
But drunk driving's illegal. They don't do that.
That's actually a number.
Quit with your numbers.
11 people a day die due to distracted driving. That dwarfs his, gun deaths.
Well, let's hear what else he has to say. As for assault weapons such as the AR-15 and 50 caliber guns, these have no legitimate use in the civilian world any more than tanks do. They need to be restricted to the military alone. Some have argued that vehicles are not protected by the Constitution, whereas firearms are. This is a bogus argument. Just as the framers of the Constitution did not foresee the ubiquity of motor vehicles, neither did they anticipate the technological revolution in firearms that makes mass shooting so much a part of our reality.
I love this one. I'll tell you what, when he gets out his pen, his quill pen, and his inkwell, and he writes me a letter and has it delivered by the Pony Express, then I'll grant him his, the didn't understand that there would be
the Pony
advancements.
Express did not exist whenever the Constitution was written, so you're going to have to.
Then he's just going to have to. Then he's just going to have to get somebody to write it all the way over to me.
That's true.
I mean, first he's going to have to find a quill pen and ink, and he's going to have to learn to write with them. And then he's going to have to find somebody that's willing to ride a horse from wherever the fuck he is to North Carolina and deliver this to me. Then we'll talk about, they didn't understand that there would be advances in technology.
Now, the author goes on to say that John Paul Stevens, a former Supreme Court justice, argued in 2018 that we should repeal the Second Amendment with these words, and I'm quoting here, "Rarely in my lifetime have I seen the type of civic engagement school children and their supporters demonstrated in Washington and other major cities throughout the country this past Saturday. These demonstrations demand our respect. They reveal the broad public support for legislation to minimize the risk of mass killings of school children and others in our society. That support is a clear sign to lawmakers to enact legislation prohibiting civilian ownership of semi-automatic weapons, increasing the minimum age to buy a gun from 18 to 21 years old, and establishing more comprehensive background checks on all purchasers of firearms. But the demonstrators should seek more effective and more lasting reform. They should demand a repeal of the Second Amendment. Concern that a national standing army might pose a threat to the security of the separate states led to the adoption of that amendment, which provides that a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Today, that concern is a relic of the 18th century. It is worth noting that a well-regulated militia is what we today call the National Guard.
Oh, here we go
The
with the National
so-called
Guard
militias
argument.
that claim
Blah,
that title
blah,
are
blah.
unregulated and rabidly political. The tradition that the military or militia be above partisanship. The solution? It's easy, both in Kansas and the United States. Elected officials from both parties should embrace common sense gun reform, the same way they support basic traffic safety measures.
I like how every one of these idiots. Hey, say the line. Say the line. Oh, it's the National Guard. Say the line.
Yeah.
Every one of these idiots goes back to the same line, and it makes it into the only amendment that they say protects the government. It's the only amendment. It's the only thing in that Constitution that applies to the government and not the people. Every single one of them.
Just give it time. They're wanting the First Amendment to also only apply to the government. So
Probably.
give it some time.
Well, they only want that at certain people.
Certain people in the government, yeah.
This guy here, former Supreme Court Justice, where he says he's a communist, man. He raised his hand, put it on the Bible, and he swore to honor and protect that document. If he didn't like what it said that day, he shouldn't have done it. So he's in violation of his oath, just opening his stupid face mouth.
Did he robot to anybody else other than
Yeah, big time.
And his
Mute was going on and off.
You saw that too, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I seen his mute button like flashing the whole time he's
Mhm.
talking.
Yeah, I did too.
I heard he said shut his stupid face or something was basically
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
got out
that's
of
what he
that.
said.
I'm pretty sure that's what Jason said.
let's be honest. All these people that go against us, and this is the same thing that's going on in Illinois, is you've got these people that swore to uphold and defend the Constitution are going against it, but nothing ever happens to them. Nothing ever happened to them. Every single, and let's be completely honest, every single politician has violated that oath in some way or another.
Okay, Jason's back.
Every single politician has violated that oath, and nothing happens to any of them.
Is it working now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's way better.
Yeah.
Knob's head must have been blocking the signal or something.
Son of a bitch.
But there's so many things wrong with that article.
That guy picked every single line. That was written directly by Shannon.
But,
and he just popped his name on it.
The gun ban industry has truthfully kind of given up on the whole comparing it to cars, and this guy's still sticking with that.
Well,
They
yeah.
realize that's a terrible argument. There's way better ones. Because
Is
literally a 5-year-old can go buy a car. There's no law that says he can't. He can't drive it on the road, but he can
They still make the argument that it's easier to get a gun than a library book card. I mean, they're still making that argument. I mean, mostly it's the diaper wearer in chief.
I mean, to be fair, it is probably easier for me to get a gun than a library card because
Yeah,
I don't know the first thing about getting a library card.
I don't ever go to the library, but I do go to the gun store.
I can guarantee you that the library is not going to run a background check on you.
Fair. Maybe.
Pretty sure.
If I walk in there, they might. They're like, yeah.
No, they're just going to give you a reading test.
When the only book I'm trying to check out is the Anarchist Cookbook. We've got a problem here.
Yeah, it took me 6 months to get my science fiction stamp for the library.
Two Life Moon says the book Snob. Weston says Snob doesn't even know where a library is.
I think there's one in town. I think.
When's the last time you were in there? You remember?
Yeah, I've seen your town. If there's a library there, it's right next to the DVD rental store or something.
It's in the back of the filling
That's a
station.
different kind of library, Jason, and they actually do run a background check on you at those.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know.
Main Street of that town is something else.
I'll have you know the library is not on Main Street. It's a block off of it.
But no, this idiot made
Is
every
it right behind
single.
Is it right behind the police station in the auto repair center?
It's pretty close.
Yeah, being in the Kansas City store, I'm not surprised. I mean,
He made every single cliche argument.
I'm pretty sure that's the one
Right.
Rebecca shared the other day, wasn't it?
yeah, I imagine
Yeah,
so.
I started reading it the other. I was like, I can't even read this.
Now, Roll Call 219 says, "Hello, fellow nerds."
But
Who are you
that
calling
article
nerd?
just lays bare, how they think, and some of them will try and weasel in, and they'll say we want, they'll try and ease up to you, and just, they don't think you're all that bad. You just misunderstand this stuff. That guy just laid bare, you're stupid for doing this. You're stupid for believing this. You're stupid for that. That's how they actually feel.
Well, on the one hand, I hate seeing articles like that, but on the other hand, I gotta give him props for putting his hat on that says I'm an idiot so everybody can read it, He's not pretending to be on our side or pretending to, come close to the center or anything. It's like,
I mean, those guys are less dangerous to our rights
yeah,
than the other ones, truthfully.
well, they kind of help make our case.
Guys like that aren't going to get Republicans on board to sign on to their
No.
legislation and get it through, like John Cornyn
You
did,
probably have
and
political candidates out there saying, "Don't say stuff
Like
like that in the paper."
like Tom Tillis signed on and John Cornyn signed on, and now that's they're getting run roughshod over because they signed on to that thing, and it's turning out exactly as bad as everybody knew it was going to turn out.
Kind of reminds you of Beto O'Rourke's statement that, "Damn right, we're going to take away
Well,
your
that's 'cause-
AR-15."
That's because that's what every single one of them thinks.
Yeah. Four words for you. I don't think so.
Oh,
I
those aren't the four that I
Those,
was.
yeah,
saying.
those aren't the four words I was.
Or "I shall not comply." Is that what you're after?
No.
IDG.
Go, yeah.
That's five words.
Oh, yeah.
Mine was only four. Mine was only four. It starts with go and rhymes with fuck yourself. So I guess mine's only three.
We can't count, clearly.
Nope. I guess he's right. We are stupid.
Travis T says he'll still get 100,000 shares because Facebook won't shadow ban his ass.
Yeah. And
That's
all
true.
the thoughts on Instagram are there in the Explore feed, but you can't find any guns there anymore.
Yeah.
Bash the thoughts. I like looking at my thoughts every now and then.
I don't. What's the point?
Reminds me of what I could have had.
Yeah, sure.
What could you have?
What's the point of looking at half-naked chicks shaking it on Instagram when you can click away? You can find full-naked chicks clicking or
That's fair.
shaking it.
Speaking of full naked chicks, Gizzard didn't say anything about my GORN. I went ahead and said it.
I saw it,
Oh,
and I don't think we'll be showing any
Is
of
that
it on the program
is that
tonight.
the
In
GORN you
fact,
sent
I
earlier?
can guarantee
Yeah.
it.
Well, Gizzard, you said send pictures of your lady shoot or a lady shooting guns, so that's exactly what I did.
I hate to tell you, but those aren't ladies.
Is this a home movie?
I'll forward it to you, Jason.
I don't know. I might have already seen it.
We can look at them after the show.
Those ain't ladies. I used to Gizzard asked for lady shooting guns. Those aren't ladies.
Travis, he says, bet it's not Mystic. I'm pretty sure it's not.
So I remember watching my first porn. I can't believe how young I looked.
I remember seeing that.
Why didn't Moo on the panel?
I don't know why Moo's not in the panel. Defense Dad says, obnoxious one, but if they're only half naked, it hides the C-section scars. Yeah, that's true. Wow. This went downhill quick.
Hope I said that to Moo, not Mom. That'd be really embarrassing.
Oh God, I hope
You'll
you
find
said
out in a
that
minute.
move. Be a knock on the door and all you hear, King Alan Nelson.
Oh.
Let me check something. Oh, Gun Snob says, let me in. Obviously, somebody let him in because he's here.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking
I
about
didn't
letting
have
him back
anything
out.
to do with it. Anyway, real quick, like to remind everybody that it is Friday. Friday means that it is Free Patch Friday at gearwebsites.com. Gear Websites is your source for every second matters, gun channels, gear, MOID, and more. Patches, stickers, and other items. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. But don't take my word for it. Let's have Gun Websites tell us all about it.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
That's right. So get out there after the show and get yourself a patch or some cool stuff at gearwebsites.com, and you'll get more than you bargained for. That's a fact. Speaking of more than you bargained for, what else could be more than you bargained for? Maybe this right here. Let's sing a song first, Snob. You ready?
Which one are we getting? We're getting the good one.
Oh, who's the chicken that everyone loves? Gizzard Gary, who's 4 for 2 but stands above. Gizzard Gary, a ton of its wives and more to come. Gizzard Gary, loves to give gifts to everyone. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway.
Hi, folks. Gizzard Gary here. All right.
The other one's better.
We are ready for our intro.
Lady boys, and gentlewomen. It's that time of the night. We're going to give some stuff away. You know what kind of stuff we're going to give away? We're going to give away all sorts of cool stuff. I don't really know what this week is because I don't remember if it's odd or even what we do. So maybe Gizzard will correct me. Is this chicken dinner week or is this a Aegis Gun Care?
This is Chick-fil-A week.
Oh, we're doing Chick-fil-A there, folks. So we're going to give you this thing. You're going to get this little card or an email. I'm not sure which one he's doing right now. He's going to send that in the mail or in the emails ones.
Email.
You going to get that thing? Or you going to give them an email?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, they're going to get an email, and then they're going to take that code into Chick-fil-A, and they're going to order them a 12 count of chicken nuggets. And you get some barbecue sauce, and you dip those nuggets. Oh, they are so good. Oh, it's like heaven. And then you're also going to get all this other stuff. It's just amazing, this other stuff they're sending. It is incredible.
Why aren't you looking me in the eye? Why are you?
You want me to look you in the eye?
Oh,
You want me to
yeah,
look at
baby.
you like that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you like it like that?
Oh, yeah.
Look us in
Hold
the
on.
eye.
Move
Hold
your
on.
head out of the way.
Hold on.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hold
Anyway,
on. Almost there.
We're going to give you all this cool stuff.
His nose.
If you let me finish here, we're going to give you this cool stuff. Gizzard has all this stuff that he got at SHOT Show. He just walks up to these booths and he has this big old bag. He opens it and he takes his arm. He just breaks everything off right in this bag when we're at SHOT Show. And it's just the greatest thing ever, except for them. They leave. Gizzard has to cram all this in a suitcase. I looked over there, and I kid you not, Gizzard was standing on his suitcase, jumping up and down, trying to get it to zip. That's how much he cares about you folks, and you getting this cool stuff and things. It's serious, folks. He is a man of the people. So, Gizzard, what are you going to give these good people tonight?
I always tell them, my viewers have needs. They need some cool stuff. So we got them some cool stuff. So let's see what we got for everybody.
Hey Snob. G yet?
G yet?
No, but I got a Jersey Mike sub in the fridge for later.
Mep ya?
How about we start off the giveaway with this extra small,
tiny
Gizzard Gary
That's what she
channel
said.
sticker.
That's what she said. It's extra small Gizzard Gary.
That's right.
Except your head.
Okay. And the Fowl Territory thumbnail sticker.
Chick-fil-A is the inferior sauce, Weston.
You're going
Barbecue
to
sauce.
What if you
You're
dip
going
them in
to
the spicy
get-
ketchup from Whataburger?
What if you dipped them in Raising Cane sauce? That would be amazing. See how upset we can get Gizzard.
I
Okay.
actually get the
Or you can use the
Chick-fil-A.
thought.
I get the Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, and then I go to McDonald's and get their tangy barbecue sauce.
Polynesian sauce is pretty good too.
What was that they brought back with from Rick and Morty? What sauce was that everybody made a run on it and you couldn't get them anymore?
Hey, will you two rub heads together some other time? Gizzard's trying to give stuff away, all right?
I'm just going to play a game on my phone while I'm waiting for these guys to get done. Okay.
Gizzard, this is about building up getting the folks ready, get them excited about it.
Okay.
They're edging right now.
Well, this will get them excited.
Mm-hmm. But seriously, get whatever sauce you
This-
want for your
This will
Chick-fil-A
get them
chicken
excited.
nuggets.
How about some excess sites? They are, of course, the fastest sites in any line.
And see, they send you red sauce with their sites. You can use that on your Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets.
They could do that. That's right.
Do they got naked wings there?
I wouldn't recommend the red sauce.
Oh, I thought you wouldn't recommend the naked wings.
May I
Gizzard.
continue?
We
No.
broke him.
We did.
Live Free Armory.
We've heard of
Real
those guys.
American manufacturing. You've heard of
You
them.
better if it was illegal.
Definitely should be illegal.
How about some Dipmus Panther arms?
Dipmus, is that what you do with your chicken nuggets? You dip
That's
us in
right.
sauce?
That's right.
You dip them.
That's right.
You know what that is? That's Dip'ems. I don't know what
It
I
is
thought
Dip'ems,
was
yeah,
thinking it was.
yeah.
It was Dipmus. It's Dip'ems.
And how about some Iwi from the good folks at Israel Weapon Industries?
Is that kind of like kiwi? I like kiwi every
That's
now and then.
That's weird
fruit.
that Israel Weapon Systems is down in New Zealand.
It is. A lot of things you don't know. But you know who's right here in the United States? Palmetto
Me.
State Armory. In fact, they were at SHOT Show 2023 in Indianapolis. There's your proof.
Oh, they were
right
at SHOT
there.
Show 2023 in Indianapolis.
Well, they were at
Really?
SHOT Show in Vegas. Now here, they did
I'm
make
gonna
it
be-
to. They did make it to NRAM in Indianapolis. They made it
Then-
to both places.
I
They're
bet
all
they're going to be in Iowa soon.
they're all over the place. They're even in South Carolina.
Probably.
And, let's see. How about one last one? The Passat Daguerre. And then just to throw things
not.
off a little bit, how about I believe I was told this is a decal from Taurus.
It is
No
100%
bull.
a decal.
Did you get that
No
off
bull.
of Clint?
And then you're going to get a
He's never
swag
had
pack
SoundCloud.
from Chris from the 740. Okay, so that's the end of the stickers,
OH.
but by no means the end of the giveaway. That's just a small part of it. Because, of course, there's patches. That's
You don't
right.
need no stinking patches.
You're going to get some stinking patches. That's for sure. Okay, how about this patch? Beretta.
Berta.
That's the most beautiful patch I ever saw. How much you want for that?
Then you're going to
Jason,
get
just stop. Beretta's not going to date you.
the Banana Mag patch.
Banana.
I ain't dating her,
That's right.
obnoxious. I bought her with hard-earned money.
And then from
Yeah,
Real
we've
Avid.
all thought that.
From Real Avid, God, Guns, and Bacon.
God dang, I never did get that patch. All right, I'm in. Stand by. I have some pretty cool Real Avid patches, but not that one.
Then last but not least, from the good folks at Gear Websites, you're going to get this cool leather
Is that a
patch.
Leatherman? Is that a Leatherman patch? I mean, it's a man
It
and
is
it's
a
some
leather
so
patch.
it must be a Leatherman. It's a leather Wolverine, I guess, actually.
Very cool.
Leatherine.
Leatherine. And
So-
more swag yet, folks. More. Can you believe
No
it? More.
way.
How do you like it? How do you like it?
How
Hey,
do you
Glock.
like it now.
A Glock keyring. That's right. And chamber flags from Tandem Cross.
Ooh, TK.
They cross tandems.
And a
Never
wristband
crossed
from
tandems.
Walk the Talk America.
Is this like the real size one or is the child size one?
Looks like the real size one.
So Gizzard's compared it to his arm and it would fit his, so it's a child size one.
Mm-hmm.
How about
Chicken band.
a pen from Excess Sights?
How'd you get that? I thought I got all those pins.
You didn't quite get them all. Then a deck of cards from Bear Creek Arsenal.
What happened to
There's
those?
actually only 51 cards in there.
Yeah. I wonder what happened to those that I got. I may give those to Gizzard too. Do you have more than one of those?
And they randomly come out of the package.
And a challenge coin from Beretta Range Day.
Jeez, Jason's just really
2023.
jealous.
I'll say it again. How much you want for that?
And last but not least, a shirt. I have a lot of these. This is a t-shirt from Live Free Armory in size large.
Stains are the white stains on it. Don't worry about those.
It's super cool. And the winner is going to get a $10 e-gift card from Chick-fil-A. How about that? All this will be yours if the price is right. So here is the StreamYard giveaway tool.
Any more competition?
We have 31 people entered in the giveaway, 26 currently on the YouTube.
Do it now.
Wait just a second. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet.
I said do it now.
Wait.
Do it now.
No, wait.
Grab my hand.
6, 5, 4.
Get to the chopper.
3. I saw the number change, so I clicked on it. All right, good luck, everybody. Let's see who this week's winner is going to be. Hopefully not the gunsmith. Well, there's a person who hardly ever wins.
He's won like 3 times in the last 4 weeks.
Travis T.
Wow.
You sock rolling son of a bitch.
Wow. Mystic says Travis deserves to win. Snob won't congratulate him, I know.
I just tried to, and you talked over me, dickhead.
Okay, do it. Because last time you said you refused to. So go ahead.
No, it wasn't Travis. I was somebody else. I don't remember who, but somebody I probably didn't like. Congratulations, Travis. You're the Knights. Winner, chicken dinner. Even though you got the patch I really wanted. I'm still happy for you because at least it's not Defense Dad or Two Live Movie One. So there's that.
Or Guns and Barbecue.
Yeah,
Screw
well,
that
that's
guy.
probably who I refuse to congratulate. Screw that guy.
All right. So I do believe I might have Travis's address.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine
should.
having Travis's address.
He's won like 4 times in the last 5 weeks.
It's always either him or Guns and Barbecue. Where is that Guns and Barbecue guy? I don't really
Don't say his name. He said it's like Bloody Mary. You say it one more time, he's going to show up.
Defense Dad says, "Bite me, snob." Wow.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, he'll do it too. Yeah.
I want to see that.
Travis, if you put that on Facebook Marketplace, let me know.
You don't really want to see that now.
I do actually. I want to see that.
Okay. Well, we'll make it happen. I don't know how Travis does it personally.
He should, those two should get in like into the pay-per-view with Elon and Zuck. He could have Snob and Defense Dad will be the undercard and lead into it.
Should do that. Well, I would like to talk a little bit about Live Free Armory. Have you guys heard of Live Free Armory? Live Free Armory is true American manufacturing. They have expertly crafted firearms made in the USA. In fact, they're the makers of the Gizzard Gary custom amp pistol. Let them craft something for you. Maybe that would be cool if they would craft something for you. So let's see a little bit about what they have to offer. Live Free Armory. They're not just the manufacturers and experts behind the brands you trust. They have plenty of products of their own to meet your needs, including coming soon, the Live Free Armory Apollo 11. Yes, the Eagle is landing. And they are also the manufacturers behind the Amp and Amp X, and they even made one for me. So check out the good folks at Live Free Armory. All right, so thanks to Live Free Armory for what they do and creating, of course, my super awesome special custom amp pistol, which is begging to go out to the range again, so I'm going to have to oblige here soon. But anyway, we got more business to attend to, and I believe the gun snob could possibly tell us about it.
Oh, it's that time?
It's that
already?
time. It's that time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gentlemen, it's time for Show Us Your Guns. And due to recent breaking news via the Gizzard Gary community tab, we're going to ask that you no longer send in inappropriate memes that are too much to show on air. Now, we do still allow a few memes if they're funny, but let's try not to do 43 memes in one email. Just send one if it's funny. And then try to send us a gun picture or two. We don't mind looking at those. And like you had said earlier, we really like looking at it if you see your old lady shooting a gun. Especially if she's wearing less than, never mind, I'll leave that alone. So it's time for...
I don't think those ones you said could be wearing less.
That's fair. It's time for Show Us Your Guns.
Guns. Norn.
Pictures of your girlfriend with guns.
The occasional meme.
Yeah, we could do that. All right. So send that GORN to GORN@gizzardgary.com.
I've got a challenge for everyone out there. I want to see the most scantily clad, best-looking woman shooting a gun you can send in. That's what we want to see.
Thanks for helping, Snob. I always appreciate you keeping the show classy.
When did that
I didn't say you had to show it on the air. We could look at it after.
Well, that's true. Weston says, no memes. That should have been announced at the top of the show. It was. I'm out.
In the community tab, Weston. If you'd bothered to get your ass off Twitch, you would have seen it over there on the community tab.
To be fair, this is really just due to the fact that my feelings got hurt last week and Gizzard felt bad for me.
Oh, that's only
went all to your head, didn't it?
That's only beginning. That and we'll still allow those, but
son of a bitch.
All right. right, let's see. And so far, I don't have a whole lot in the email. So
I sent 2. We can go look at them.
not in the email, you didn't.
They're in the text chat. We can go look at them.
All right, well, let's look at this lone one I've got in the email first. This is from Chris Lang. And it says, full auto SBR Crossman R1 BB gun. It's the most fun you can have for under $30,000.
Quad rail gang.
That's probably true. Let's
Quad
take a
gang.
full auto. That looks cool.
Quang.
That's serious. It's
A2
not even
grip and
evil
a-
and totally black. So
A2 grip and stupid stock. Should change those out. Can you change those out? They're the same thing, wouldn't they?
I like it.
Does the mag just completely fill up with BBs? That's what I don't know.
I guess so. That just gets. Oh, there we go. Well, we got one from Jacob here. Let's take a quick look because he saw something rare in his town. So let's take a look. He
Good looking
says,
woman.
saw my first Lamborghini in town here.
Nice, Jacob.
Nice.
I didn't know Jacob. I didn't know I drove to Jacob's town last week.
Who's
I
got a
seen
town?
one of those in my town. It's stolen.
Did it have a tag that said stolen?
I just want it known that if anybody ever sees me in one of those, see if you can help me get me out because I'm probably stuck in it.
I'm gonna say, I'm not sure you'd fit.
No, because I'm not taking the chance that somebody stole you and then couldn't get you back out of it. I'm just going to let them keep going.
So Weston says, I did see the community tab announcement, but I was under the impression that was directed only at Obnoxious One.
I don't know where you got that idea.
He never sends me memes. Well, that's not true, but not very often. Chris says 25 rounds at a time happens fast, 1,400 feet per second.
I think that whole mag should just be able to hold them and you just fill it up. That way it would be more fun.
That would be pretty cool, I'll have to admit. All right, let's
You
take a
should put a
look.
mag full of 5.56 in there and see if those work.
Should.
It'd be way more fun.
He says most is interchangeable.
Okay, so what you're looking at here is from Obnoxious One.
That there
Is that your AK-47? Man,
Yep.
that's a nice AK.
Mm-hmm. That's my M1 Garand or Grand,
Isn't that grand?
however you want to say it. I don't think that one is 1945. I think it was like March or April, so it didn't quite make it over there, I don't think.
I won't be a smart ass at all about this one. That's beautiful. Does it shoot good?
Sure. Afraid to go out there and fire them. I don't want to screw anything up.
Shit, mine was completely restored, and we all of us Tennessee just had a blast with it, man.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful guns. Wonderful.
On the other side,
Look at that.
That is not a Grand.
Nope.
That is
It's
a
a
nice straight
Swiss
pull.
cheese rifle right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's got a bunch
It
of holes
is.
in it.
Yeah, there's a fucking hole right there in the end of the thing. Yeah, I'll give you a couple bucks, Gizzard.
at least.
Those were both bought before I could buy a handgun down here because we still had our Jim Crow pistol purchase
Have you at
permit.
least shot that one?
No, I have not.
I've never had the privilege of shooting one of those, and I'd really like to.
You should bring it to Wichita. We'll shoot it there.
Where are we going to shoot it?
There's ranges there.
There's cornfields, wheat fields, some kind of fields.
Wheat fields. This is Kansas for crying out loud, not Nebraska.
There's still cornfields in Kansas. I hate to break it to you.
No, we
No
outlawed
beans,
it.
though.
We ain't got no corn. Okay.
They got bunions, but they don't have corn.
That was horrible.
Hey, they're building a Buc-ee's here in Ohio, man.
I saw that.
It's okay. They're building a Wawa here in North Carolina.
What, you're not happy for my Buc-ee's? Jeez.
I don't have Buc-ee's. That right there. Let's just say that's the bad guy rifle. and you'll see why.
That's probably your favorite, ain't it?
No, but I know a guy. I know a guy.
9999.
99999.
Is the
That
guy
is not the
still
serial
happen
number.
to be a national sales manager
He might be.
for a certain gun importer?
This one gets better though in the next picture.
Okay, let's take a look at the next picture. All right, open with preview. Turn it, size it. Okay.
There seems to be a little bit of defacing on this where certain things would have been.
Damn, did that belong to Moo? It says Moo right here.
Well, it says mod 98.
I thought it said Moo.
See those little grinder or chisel marks or whatever right there? There was probably something under there.
Yeah, I see a little bit of a wing maybe. And a
little
globe,
globe there under.
Yeah.
You know what that means? That means
I take it it's not a marine symbol.
no, not a marine symbol. And
Are you doing this on purpose to be
Nope.
mean to me?
What?
You know my great uncle died in a concentration camp.
This was probably his rifle.
Yeah, could be. Fell out his guard tower.
Wow.
Nope. They used to they put these back into service when they took them off of people, and they made sure to strike out the certain markings on them.
All right. So let's
Yeah,
see.
Weston, I had like 6 or 8 months down here that I couldn't buy a handgun. So I bought a couple milsurps.
Oh, I got one of these.
I got a nice Enfield in here too.
All right.
And I got a Mosin Nagant looks like it has also been repurposed by the Finnish. It's got a little bit of shrapnel in the stock.
I take it this head came from Snob. Yeah, it did. Because he cut the tip off the knife. That also is the dirtiest keyboard I've ever seen.
Is that a Mac?
It's a MacBook Pro.
Oh, I'd be proud of that. A Pro even.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. That'd give you a big head right there.
So we get the Boker Kalashnikov.
Is that
I
a
think I have
Russian
one
knife?
just like that.
That's the Star Trek edition.
Yeah. You've been cutting.
Yeah, that's the Baba Yaga edition, isn't it?
You got the Star Wars one too?
No. I don't
He's
like
been
Star
cutting
Wars.
up his disc with it, evidently. Look at all the slides.
No, Star Wars only went
I
out
do
for
stupid shit on my desk all the time.
Star Wars only went out for a 5-year mission. Why would you care
That's
about
right.
Star Wars? They didn't even complete it. They only made it 3 years.
All right. And then And then we have this, also from Snobby. And he only cut the stock off this one.
Mm-hmm. Shove that stock right up here.
No, that's the one I bought.
Oh, is it?
That's a plastic one.
Are those handicap rails around the room, like in the bathrooms?
Yeah, those are vertical gun racks.
That's so he doesn't fall down as he's turning that corner.
I have to take my guns off to do Amazon videos, so I'll put them back up.
That's a nice gun.
Very nice.
No, it's very nice.
Okay, let's see. We've got a few more come in the email. So Chris Lang sent us another one. Let's take a look. He said this is first attempt at a file stock.
Snob's in that?
Bad. All right. And then from Bubba.
That one go boom.
Nice.
The calipers out and everything. Like he's getting stuff done.
He is.
Is that his 450 Bushmaster?
I used to have a 450 Bushmaster.
I used to be a Bushmaster. And then styles changed.
And since he sent Gorn, I'm also going to show his meme. So, at least one of them.
Oh, that should be the rule. If you want your meme shown, you have to
He says,
send Gorn.
I say that boy is playing with a full deck all right. He's just really slow at shuffling.
One of my favorite cartoon characters right there.
Let's see what else is in here.
Who was that? Was that Mario?
There's one more, but I'm going to go ahead and it's very similar, so I'll show it too. And it says, boy, you're about to exceed the limitations of my medication. I understand. All right. So let's see. Now we've got something from Bernie Sanchez.
Uh-oh.
Bernie says this is Chinesium at its finest.
Got one of them sticky things on the end of
Mhm.
it. I'll poke you.
Speaking of Chinesium, I'm over here setting up a picture of some Chinesium.
You're looking at naked Chinese girls with guns?
Well,
I'll take that as a yes. Well, it's hard to tell if they're Chinese or not, though.
All right. So let's see. Real quick, I think something else came in the text chat. So, 2 or 3 anyway. These are all from Snob. He must have sent every one.
You wanted more Gorn, so I took more pictures of Gorn.
Yeah, I got to go out to Instagram too sometimes, so don't forget that. Because some people sent me stuff on the grams. They already let me know that. So here's the first one here from Snobby. What do we got here? Hey, you got the whole gun in there.
I don't know. I'm over here doing something. What picture is it? Oh, well, that's a little baby gun. It's
That's
gauge.
real descriptive.
That's a 10 gauge.
Is that the one you used to take out that snake?
No, I should have, but I don't have very many rounds for it. You can't hardly find 10 gauge, so I'm pretty stingy with them.
Nobody needs a 10 gauge.
It's a partner.
I didn't know they made the partner in 10.
It's a fartner? What?
Number 2. Nice key mod.
Gosh, that's my
Oh my God, that is key mod.
All right.
What's wrong with you?
Jeez, I wouldn't even shoot a coyote with that thing. The rest of the pack might laugh at me. They'd be like, "Hey man, look, that fucker's got key mod."
Look, it's an old relic gun.
Yeah, look at that. That old guy can't even see to shoot
Yeah.
or nothing.
All the rest of the coyotes come out. They'll go out and actually draw a cave on the side of a rock and run into it rather than get shot with that key mod.
Boys and girls, this is key mod. You've probably seen them in history books, but here's one.
Yeah, friends don't let friends key mod.
They're correct, right? Well, too bad it never took off because it was actually the better choice.
Oh, it took off all right.
Key mod. So that's like wearing old shoes.
Bet Snob had a Betamax back in the day too.
Or he still got it.
Sell it
fair.
for the bitches.
That's fair. Number 3.
He went straight from Betamax to Laserdisc.
This
That's your
one doesn't have
SKS
any
you got
key
for
mod.
$100.
Yes. I think it was $125 actually.
Got mine fairly cheap, but I didn't get it that cheap.
Nah, that one has like no finish left on it, but it still shoots dang good.
Okay, let's see what the last
I
one is.
got all those Milsurps fairly cheap. I could probably, especially the Mosin, I could triple my money on that Mosin right now.
Oh, you should. I just sold all mine. First thing I ever sold. I sold 3 of them and a few extras back to my dealer and got $1,100.
I think I accidentally sent the 10 gauge twice.
Yes, he did. That's a 10 gauge. No, that's not 10
No, that's not. That's a Henry. Don't mind that scratch up on the forehead.
gauge.
What is that? Barbed wire? What is that?
Shut up.
Which scratch we talking about? That one?
That's
The
why
only scratch on it.
That's why he won't return my emails now, because he knows I know you and you screw
Yeah.
up.
Man, I bet back in the day that was pretty.
Yeah, it was. All right.
I like the second day I had that gun too. Pretty sad.
He must not have liked you.
And then we have this.
That's a hog killer.
You didn't zipper any hogs with that, though.
It's killed many hogs now.
Yeah, but you didn't zipper any.
I didn't zipper any now. I can't afford to. I'm not an engineer. I have that kind of budget for ammo.
In your boutique caliber.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Jesse's still on key mod.
Isn't this
Not
the
a-
same one
Not
we
a
sent?
surprise there.
Yeah, I said I accidentally sent the 10 gauge twice. There's only one
Okay.
more on mine.
Don't say that. Looked familiar. But this one we haven't seen before. So,
It's on my Chinesium.
boom. Damn.
Is he doing an enclosed emitter now, too?
It's not really enclosed. I'll show you off there. That's just a hood.
Just a hood?
But look at that one. I didn't even know it. One of them has a freaking solar panel on top. The Apollo.
Does it?
Yeah.
Which
You
one,
getting
which one
the
is that
cut of
bottom?
this for all the shilling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
He said, I'm going to send you a few new ones if you do Amazon videos on them. I got the mail the other day and there was 6. And I was like, oh, yeah, there's a few.
I may have to reach out to Tony.
That's what she said.
All right. Let's see. Okay, that got us caught up there. One more in the email, and then we're going to go to Instagram real quick. Another one from Chris Lang. He says, finally got a bayonet.
Jeez, his SKS is in way better shape than mine.
Yeah, that's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it is. Look at that wood.
Look at the finish on the.
That is
on the
exactly
barrel.
what she said.
Mine doesn't even have finish on the barrel. So, I mean, wow.
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to look like.
That looks nice.
Yeah, that is a real nice one right there.
Mm-hmm.
That one's probably still weeping Cosmoline.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to be fair, mine's seen a few things. I don't think that one's seen anything. Mine's
Yours looks
seen,
like
the
it's
bed
been
of
in
a
a
truck.
prison purse or two.
Yeah, I think mine's been hauled around the bed of a farm truck for half its life or something. I bet he didn't get his for $125 though. That was pretty dang
No, I
nice.
sincerely doubt it.
Unless he bought it a long time ago.
Okay. Let's switch. Yeah. Okay, give me a second while I switch over to the other channel. We haven't done this in a couple weeks, so okay, tagged. Whoops. Profile and tag. That's better. Now, let's see. July the 28th. That was probably counted. This one doesn't, so we'll start here. Okay. So, August the 3rd, this is from DM Foss, the Kimber LW Shadow Ghost. I have turned to the FUD side.
I'm so proud of the boy. Oh my God, I'm crying.
Wait, was that a pig on the other side and a rabbit on this side? Or
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I thought. A
Okay.
pig. You know, you turn it over. I was like, maybe it's a rabbit.
I was like, what was that? Because I just thought it was a pig at first.
It's a pigot.
That's a pigot. Yep.
I've heard of them. Don't they like boys?
Okay, and then 7 days ago from Obnoxious One, I can do some pretty cool stuff with my phone and a couple apps.
It's a true story.
If that would have fell in that water, I would have laughed.
That waterfall's like 8 feet back.
Freak, it's hard to
Shut it.
Is that like a koi pond?
Chris Lane said he got it and 500 rounds for $600. For as good a shape as
Nice.
that in anymore, that's not a bad deal.
From 4 days ago from Obnoxious One, this
I hate
Igman
you.
ammo from globalordnance.com was a welcome change after all the ammo problems I've had lately.
Shouldn't hate me. I told you how to get that app. You can make
I'm
your
not talking about
waterfalls
that
look
app. I'm talking about getting Cat to respond again.
She ain't gonna respond to me anymore. I haven't got that video done yet.
That's probably why she hadn't sent it to me. I'm gonna go march my ass in a booth at SHOT Show and just stay there.
Okay, and 3 days ago, NGL, I added the Facts and Firearms threaded barrel and comp for the look. I stayed for the performance.
See, a
This
lot of
is an
people have said
absolute
not gonna
laser
lie.
blaster now.
Gizzard, I know you're old timey, so you don't understand this. You know what NGL? That means not gonna lie. I just wanted you to know that.
Nope, I didn't know.
Wow, look at the big braid on Snob.
Well, there's plenty of room for it.
He knows what TFBNR means.
We had to explain that one to him though too.
Okay, 2 days ago, added a couple upgrades to the Dissy and an awesome stainless steel mag from Duramag. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Look at how good that looks now.
And then 13 hours ago from DM Foss, a simulation of being shot with a 45 ACP.
Whoa, Black Betty.
love it.
Bam, bam, whoa, Black Betty.
I like it. All right. I'm going to remind everybody that in 15 minutes at the top of the hour, gun websites will be going live with the weekly 2A wrap-up. So don't miss that. And right now, anyway, that's all the GORN we have. Let's see what they're saying out there in the chat.
What happened to my GORN? Did it really have to have a woman in it?
I showed all your GORN. What GORN?
The GORN we were looking at before the show started.
Oh.
I can't believe you didn't show Jason's stuff.
Never mind. I already opened them. That's why they were before the show
I
started.
mean, I know what you said, what you told me about it, but I didn't think you actually meant that. Apparently,
You know better than that. Let's show Jason's GORN.
Treat
Because
me
it
like
was the
chicken
first
feed.
GORN I actually got. All right. So here's his first one. He sent some knife GORN in to us.
Yeah, I had to get a new EDC. I must have dropped mine. I don't think Snob even really looked for it.
BRKT Squid Compact.
Yeah, but I heard that was about the same size as that knife. I'm a little worried.
Well, the one I brought with me was bigger than that.
Or was it? It's not
Yeah.
what you said.
Well, if it ain't by the bed, look in the car.
if it ain't in the car, check on the hood.
Artax says he tagged my Gizzard Gary account. Yeah, I don't look there for GORN. I look for the GG Fowl Territory account. So anyway, let's see. Jason's got another couple pictures for us to look at here. So let's see what this is here. And there we go.
Oh,
Is this
was
the one you found behind the cabinet?
Yeah. Well, I found it on a shelf. I found this. I didn't know how long it's been sitting there, and it's filthy as could be. You remember them? Remember them G-Webs patch panels we used to sell a couple years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for those, and I was moving stuff around. When I saw it, I thought this was like screwdrivers or, Torx bits or something. And I picked up the box that said Beretta on it, and I was like, what? And I opened it up, and I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about this.
I always love it when you find a gun you forget
He's
about.
got so many
yeah.
Berettas, he didn't even know that one was missing.
This one's a 92A1.
Must be nice to be that well off. You can just lose a gun for a few years.
I forgot about this one because this one's got the Langdon grips, and I wasn't sure about the color. I believe I didn't like it, and I just, instead of getting new grips, I just got another gun with grips on it. So I didn't
He just threw the gun up on a shelf and said, screw it, I'll come back to this 5 years from now.
Yeah, this is how terrible I am. Now look at the dust and stuff on that trigger. The case was closed. The next picture will show you what it looked like on the rest of it.
Let's take a look at the next picture. Oh, yeah. You can see it pretty good in this one.
I just cleaned my desk off and found a brand new air tag in the package I forgot I had. Just an actual one.
Yeah, it might be a little dusty.
Yeah.
That's all
I
my
know
guns look.
I know how to treat them, boy.
Let's see. Is there any other? Yeah, there is another picture. Okay. Yeah, one from straight bottom on up.
about 2 months ago, I did find an American Arms in a little box like that. Is underneath the bathroom sink. I don't know why it's under there.
As long as that's just dust and not pitting, we're in good shape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll wipe off.
It's just dust. Yeah.
That'll buff right out.
The box on the outside, I didn't take a picture, but it was like, I was like, oh my God, this is so dusty. It's probably been there. I don't know. How many years ago did G-Web sell them patch panels?
Like 3, 4.
It's been a little while. Yeah.
Been a while.
Well, like those was pretty much ahead of the pack before I found that pistol. So.
Okay, here's the last one from Jason.
Well, I'm looking at my patch panel, my Oklahoma patch panel I got from him, and it still has the Easter patch that I was always going to send to Midnight, and then he disappeared. And it has a bunch of NRAM 2019 patches and a SHOT Show 2020 patch on it. So it's been a while.
So what are we
I'm
looking
glad
at
we
here,
got
Jason?
reunited. Oh, I was going to put a rifle together tonight, and I kind of sat around, read the instructions, and said, I'll wait. This is the new rig I got, man. Went and got the Magpul Hunter magazine. Got the adapters to put a Remington shotgun butt stock on it. And I got a shooting rest for it. So I'll put this together tomorrow, and then I'll have it on GORN next week.
Okay. We should be here. Don't think they're going to cancel the show between now and then. But you never know.
You never know what's going to get canceled. Could be something that you said 10 years ago.
Could be. I wasn't here 10 years ago. Not doing this stuff anyway.
Doesn't matter.
Nope.
All right. So one more from Snob.
This is my best one yet. Found out on my desk too while I was cleaning it. I wondered where I put those. Might clean my keyboard one of these days, but I probably need degreaser because it's like grease for when I'm working on. I was working on the Can-Am the other day and came in here and typing with greasy hands.
Could be dirt too.
I'm pretty sure most of it's grease.
Just hose it off.
Mm-hmm.
Or get a new one.
It's fine. It doesn't bother me.
Carburetor cleaner, fix that
Exactly.
right.
The lacquer thinner.
Hey, is
Yeah.
that a Mac?
Was.
Make sure you
Well, that's an Apple keyboard. But,
Is it
make
a
sure you
Pro?
spray it into it and then fire it up to dry it out.
I've got some. I also found a bottle of Aegis gun cleaner on my desk. I wonder if that'll clean the keyboard.
They'll
Let's
clean
try it.
anything.
It
Once you
try it.
put it on your toast, I hear.
As I'm spraying my keyboard right now.
There you go.
I thought you was
Oh,
going to
wow.
clean it.
Oh, snap. Whoa, I just exited the whole screen.
Well, let's go ahead and go through the
Turn that off.
panel. We're going to start our last segment. It's called What Did You Learn? We're going to ask all of our panelists what did they learn this evening. And then we will allow them to plug whatever they want to plug on their channels. So let's start with my co-host, Obnoxious One. Sir, what did you learn this evening?
I learned that we can get through a show without inappropriate memes.
Yes, we can. We can. And what do you have coming up?
I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I've got to get out there and do that Eric's. But I don't know. I got stuff and things.
Stuff and things. I look forward to your stuff and things.
That makes one of you.
All right. Thanks for being here and co-hosting. And thanks for sending topics my way throughout the week. That's very helpful. I appreciate it. All right. So Hillbilly Up, what did you learn?
Well, I did learn that since you're not accepting inappropriate memes anymore, that some people just didn't send you any emails.
That's true. All right. What have you got coming up? You got a show tomorrow night, right?
Yeah. We got a Guns, Beer, and Therapy tomorrow night 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. It'll be a lot of fun. We actually have a special guest, first time coming on, Ron Wayne. He's going to be on there.
Oh, cool.
And so we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you can make it over there, check it out. I released a video just a few days ago with Marlin Lever Action 22 Magnum. So if you've not seen that, you might want to check it out. And then I got some videos coming up this week. I'm hoping to get out. I got a couple videos of my Keltec PMR 30 22 mag. The way it was when I originally bought it, and then I did a bunch of upgrades on it. And so I'll be showing both sides of that. It'll be like 2 videos. So I'm going to try to get those like in the same week. And hopefully I can get them posted this week. So anyway, that's about it for me. I sure appreciate you very much for having me on, Gary. It's been awesome. A lot of fun.
You bet. Thanks for being here, as always. Okay, we go down to the bottom row. Jason, what did you learn this evening?
This part always gets me because I wasn't here to learn. I didn't bring a pencil. But I will tell you, I like it. I like that you did 2 or 3 Second Amendment news stories during your cast because, budget's not around anymore. And not any of the shows are ever really doing that. So I was cool to see that you've been doing that. And out there in the chat is a link to go to Ashley's channel and give her some more subs. And next week I'll do the show sitting around backwards so you can talk behind my back.
All righty. Sounds good. All right. Thanks for being here, Jason. I want to show everybody something a gun snob just sent us. Looks like he's made quite a bit of progress for that, Keith.
You know what?
How'd you get that so white?
Is that a different one?
Oh,
gun
here's
cleaner.
the secret.
Not only does it work on guns, it cleans your keyboard. That's right, folks.
That's
Is that
real good.
Aegis?
Yeah.
Aegis.
That's
All right.
About anything.
Well, you're up, Snobby. So what did you learn this evening?
I learned I was about to eat my Jersey Mike sub for dinner because I had never had dinner, but then you called on me.
Oh, well, you'll still have time.
I learned that Aegis gun care is amazing. It'll clean your keyboard.
It is.
Even when you get your greasy hands all over it. And
what do you have coming up?
I don't know. I really need to, like Obnoxious said, I really need to get out there and shoot something.
Your turn.
I actually just need to edit video. I've got gun shot. I just need to edit it. That's what's bad.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. So I would like to real quick thank everybody out there for watching, whether you watched on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, or whether you're listening out there in the live stream. How about the podcast later on? So I appreciate everybody who joins in the channel. I appreciate everybody out there in the chat for contributing to the discussion. And thanks to my esteemed panelists for making this a great show. And as always, a special shout out to my YouTube channel members for supporting me and supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. Don't forget, tons of shows this weekend. Weekly 2A wrap-up on the gun websites or the Daily Gun Show YouTube channels coming up after this. You will be redirected. And have a safe and pleasant weekend. This is Gizzard Gary, and I remind you that if anyone tries to infringe on your right to keep and bear arms, give them the bird. This is Gizzard Gary on behalf of my panel. Have a safe weekend, and it's time for them to give their last shout-outs before I hit the button.
Seriously, I want my knife back.
Yo.
That's a calf rope. You guys are boring. Good night, everybody.